So somehow I stopped recording myself and I went on to teach more. Now we're back. All right, so we're going to finish this one. I think this is where we left off. 9 times 0, 9, 4 times 3. Oh, we're adding. 9 plus 0 is 9. 4 plus 3 is 7. 5 plus 8 is 13. We carry the 1, and we get 23. Okay? 2379. Now, we go up here and we count how many numbers are behind the decimal point. Well, here's a decimal point and here's a decimal point. We have 1 and 2 numbers behind the decimal point, right? So we go to our answer and we count 1, 2, and the decimal point goes there. All right? Now we're going to go over here. This is the problem I wrote down. And because of the commutative property, I was able to switch the problem upside down. So I went through and I did all my multiplication. 4 times 7 was 28. I carried the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. 4 times 3 was 12. I carried the 1. 4 times 3 is 12. Add the 1, and it gave me 13. Then I went down here and I put my 0 placeholder because I'm moving over one. 5 times 7 was 35. I put the 5 down here, carried the 3. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 gave me 8. Okay. And then I did 5 plus 3, gave me 15. Code word blue. So 15. Put the 5 here, carried the 1. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 gave me 16, right? Now, the decimal spots are here and here. So what I need to do is go and count how many decimal spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Oops, hold on. First we have to add. So we got 8, 11, add the 1. 8 plus 2 is 10, another 11. Put the 1 on top. 5 plus 8, or 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 gives me a 9. 6 plus 1 is 7. And we have another 1, okay? Now we count our spots. Here's a decimal point, and here's a decimal point. I need to count all the numbers to the right of the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 numbers, so I go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. My decimal point goes 4 numbers in. So when I say multiply as normal, and then, I erased my then with my hand, then count the decimals. Okay, it's really that easy. So if you know how to multiply and divide, you'll be fine doing this. Now comes division. Division's a little more difficult, guys. Now we got division. Division's a tad bit more difficult because we need to start by moving the decimal point. So I'm just going to show you an example instead of trying to explain what I mean. Right, so we're going to move the decimal point. Hold on one second. Let me find a problem to write down for you. That is subtraction decimal worksheet. That is an addition decimal worksheet. That is a multiplication one. And do I not have a division one? Proportions. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I found one. So we're going to start by doing this problem. Okay, this is division. 2.8 divided by, 2 8/10 divided by 8/100. Okay? So remember I said this one is a little more confusing. And I always suggest pencil when doing math because mistakes happen, erases are inevitable. All right, so this is 2 8/10 divided by 8/100. Now, I'm going to rewrite this so that it says 8/100 and then 2 8/10. Okay, I like it written like this. I'm going to move this so I have a little more room on top. I'll move it up here for you. And there is no difference between these two problems. 2 8/10 divided by 8/100, 2 8/10 divided by 8/100. It's just written a different way. Okay? So, here's how it works. We have to move this to change this to a whole number. Okay? So, we move it 2 spots to make it an 8. Well, if I moved that 2 spots, I have to move this one 2 spots. 1, 2. See how there's nothing in this hole here? Well, it needs to be something there. So we add a space filler or a 0. Now I have 280 divided by 8. Okay? This is how we divide decimals. So let's see. 8 goes into 2 0 times, right? Minus 0 gives me a 2. I bring down my 8. This is how we do the long division. 8 goes into 28 how many times? 3, correct? 3 times 8 is 24. Okay, not bad. Well, now we have to subtract. 8 times 4 is 4. 2 minus 2 is 0. Did I say 8 minus 4 is 4? 2 minus 2 is 0. Well, now we bring down this last 0. Okay? How many times does 8 go into 40? 5, right? So 8 times 5 is 40, which leaves me with 0. My answer is 35. So 28, or 2 8/10 divided by 8/100 equals 35. Not too bad, right? Let's try another. Let's do 19. I'm going to write it. I'm sorry. I'm going to write it over here so that way I have room to work. 19 7/10 divided by 5/10 equals. Okay, remember first I said I like to put it underneath each other. So 19 7/10 divided by 5/10. And remember I said you have to make this number a whole number. Okay, the way we're going to do that is moving the decimal one place here. Well, if I moved it 1 there, I have to move it 1 here. Now I have, I'm going to rewrite it over here, 197 divided by 5. 197. So we started with this. We changed it to this. We moved our decimals. If we moved it once here, we have to move it once here. We go over here, it's the same number. Now we start our division. 5 goes into 1, 0 times, right? 1, we bring down the 9. How many times does 5 go into 19? 3. Minus 15 gives us a 4, right? Bring down that 7. Bring down that 7. Now we have 5 into 47. How many times does 5 go into 47? 9. Okay. Now 9 times 5 is 45. Leaves us with 2. Hey, there's nothing here that I can bring down, but I got this 2 and I don't want a remainder. Well, we know that this is the decimal, right? Remember when I said you could add to the right side of a decimal and it wouldn't change the number? 0, right? However, if the decimal is here, I need to put the decimal here. So if I added the decimal there, now I need to add that decimal there. Okay? Now I'm going to bring the 0 all the way down here to 20. 5 goes into 20 how many times? 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Leaves us with 0, right? So our answer to this problem is 39 4/10. 39 4/10. Okay, I am going to put some worksheets on the screen. You can pause the video whenever you want. If you want to work on these worksheets, cool. If not, that's fine too. I am going to do a little bitty lesson on proportions still today. So give me just a minute on that. Let me turn to the front of the desk. Okay, so here are some subtraction problems. If you want me to check them, make sure to write your answers down, send them back to me and say, please check, and I will check your answers. Okay, so you have a pause button on your screen, you can use it. Let's go to the next screen. I'm trying to hold them here for about 10 to 15 seconds because I'm very impatient, so it's really hard for me to do that. All right, let's switch to the next one. I know some of you said you wanted paper in front of you. This is a good way to do this. Let's keep going. Okay, that's good for that. All right, guys. Here's a division decimal worksheet for you. And we got one more division over here. Oh, you know what? Never mind, those are the same two worksheets. Haha. Fooled you. Alright guys, that's all I got for you today on this. I'll be back with proportions in just a little bit. Bye everybody.